The bus came. Some looked like party buses, with tints, black lights inside, and neons on the vehicles' bellies. There was a route whose buses all had the Incredible Hulk painted on their sides. Many were decorated with the patron saint of the Colombian bus system, La Virgen del Carmen. The routes are as varied as their color schemes. One must read placards that displayed a paragraph of information on where the bus was headed. It is so mind-bending that knowledge of the system seems to be inherited and is impossible to be taught or learned. It's a hop-on, hop-off policy. The drivers sometimes had assistants to collect money. Oftentimes they don't. If they don't have the correct change, you'll have to wait till more passengers get on, which is more than inevitable. The buses are as packed as transports leaving a dying planet, squeezing aggressively out to make your stop as a daily reality, not the result of a delay. Several of the bus lines run across the street in front of Wonder's home. If it was late enough, I'd see women step off the buses and run home out of fear of being attacked. People treat women fucked up everywhere. Colombia had its offerings to the concept. At the time of writing this, in the streets of Bogota, there's a man or a group of men splashing acid on women's faces. No task force had been assigned to this problem. It's not like these attacks are a heavy epidemic in Bogota, but it is happening, and the police's inactivity was just another example of how people treated women. Not just here in Bogota, actually, but everywhere. It wasn't like there was a corporation paying people to think like this. This attitude was a personal decision by every man who expected a clean house and a cooked meal from a quiet woman in Colombia or any place worldwide. But I did notice one cute gesture in the bus game. Buses would flash their headlights on and off when they would see a beautiful woman, as if the buses were winking. Wonder pointed out to me the mandatory fire extinguisher hanging atop the riders' heads on the buses. They're only enforced onto the drivers after a bus had upheaved and trapped commuters inside while flames spread, burning the passengers alive. On these buses, I was asked not to talk. My English, any English, could attract the attention of a thief. Transit systems everywhere are a wonderful stage for crime. Why would Colombia be any different? The homeless on the corner of Avenida Primero de Mayo smack the tires of the buses at stoplights with large sticks to check if there's enough air. They intimidate payment for these inspections. If you want to avoid the buses altogether, you can get a cab. And if you want even less interaction with the city's traffic problem, you can hire an ambulance to drive you where you need to go, while hitting the siren and parting the way of traffic. Who needs that ambulance anyway? I mean, how many people get injured in a major metropolitan city with tons of infrastructure and crime issues? The official bus system was this expensive, ineffective clusterfuck called the Transmilenio. Although this was considered public transportation, it's owned by a couple of wealthy former mayors. Hey, that's white! It didn't service much of the depressed sections of the city where a majority of its workers hailed from. A riot forms whenever the bus stops because they haven't mentally ushered its patrons on the commuting etiquette with the help of subtle public service announcements explaining to let them off first. The system shits down 11 p.m. I'm not fixing that typo.